What's going on, family? Welcome back to another best and worst reviewed restaurants right here in my state. Now, just the other day, we already had to slide over to the best Italian food restaurant. Now it's time to do the worst. Let's read some of these reviews. Hostess denied me of a table, for one. Even though the dining room was half full at most, I was directed to the crowded bar area, which I passed on to avoid the local bar hound congregation. Ended up grabbing pretzel next door for dinner. Yeah, that's real. You had to go ahead and grab a pretzel next door because it was too crazy. Like, that's wild to me.
One, two, three, four. Bombs over Baghdad. Really ain't that bad. Little wiretap, yes, yes. Little dodge in the IRS.
What's going on, family? So you know the vibes, baby. We're over here at the mall. We haven't been inside of a mall to do a food review in a long while, but Brio Italian Grill is located inside the West Farms Mall. Brother gotta eat. So let's go ahead and slide to the spot, make it hot, see what they got. Sit back, relax, get comfortable. You know what happens next. I need your lasagna, my man, and I'm gonna definitely get the spinach and artichoke dip for a little appetizer joint. Nice.
Dip for you?
Thank you. Ooh, spinach with some artichoke dip. Let's check it out. Okay, so you get yourself a nice little healthy chip up off over here. I'm gonna go ahead and dip that thing. Whip it. Whack, 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 whack. The crazy thing is when you take a bite of anything, you know if it's fresh or if it tastes as if it's been sitting. And unfortunately, even with all the seasoning on this bread right here, we need to really discuss what the problem is. This joint tastes half stale, yo. And if y'all just crisp this up in the back, they come out hotter than this, first off. And if it was properly toasted, I get more of a crisp. I'm not getting that, son. I'm getting some stale activity. Some paranormal stale activity. All right, y'all. Can't go wrong with a little bit of Lobster Bisque. You know what I'm saying? Let's just see what that joint's hitting on right there. Looking creamy. Now, the Lobster Bisque already looked like it was just going to be a creamy dream. The type of creamy dream that you could just bring some Ritz crackers over to. You know the type of Ritz crackers, the ones you slap peanut butter on. You want to just dip this up off into this Lobster Bisque. This is nothing more than an upscale tomato soup. Come on, Brio, you're playing with your boy. So I guess between whatever lobster meat was actually used, we do get that flavor. Because you do get a seafood, salty type flavor, more of a tomato soup base, to be honest with you. Like, I need some Ritz crackers and I'd be good. But a decent attempt at it all the same. Creamy, just, you know, I was hoping, hey, maybe some chunks of lobster might actually be in there. Maybe they just dropped the shell of the lobster in mine and let that marinate for a while, because I definitely didn't get any chunks of lobster. All right, y'all. Nice little hot plate right here on top. Except we're not getting the steam up off. That's all right, though. Here's their lasagna. Get some nice little stabs in there. Just kind of want to see what you're working with here. Got some ricotta cheese going on. What do you think, foodie fam? Are you excited? Do you see our little meaty situation? Yeah, me neither. Don't worry about it. It does look cheesy though, if nothing else. Oh, there goes the steam. Steam is kicking up. All right, so the hot plate is doing its job while cooking. Let's see if we can get a little twirl in here, a little ballerina twirl. Okay. Let's get that bite of delight and see if it's acting right. Cheers. Alright, Brio. So your whole entire pasta game with the lasagna, I like it, man. You know, nicely baked. You came through with the flavors in the bolognese meat sauce. That between the mozzarella and the ricotta really comes through with the flavor. I mean, as far as the meat within, we could use a little more work right here with the meat game. The meat game is really light. It's not a lot. Like, I would prefer more meat for a chunkier, healthier bite. But for flavor's sake, That was still decent. That was a win right there. So your lasagna came through and helped save the day because everything else was struggling, kid. All right, fam, you know the vibes. I'm sliding out of Brio right now, man, and go ahead, have a go. It's time to chop it up, you know what I'm saying? Time to talk about what it is that we've experienced, and you know the best way that I can communicate that is with my foodie fam, but also with my Yelp review. Now, I already know, regardless of where we go, it's already going to be a hit or miss type situation. Like the food's either going to be outstanding, hold up, or it's going to be, why me? And this was one of those situations where at least the main boo thing was hitting, right? It was decent. The lasagna needed a little bit of work. The lasagna was on a diet. The flavors were good. It was just there wasn't enough meat up off in that thing for your boy. But the flavors were decent. As for everything else, we definitely got to take that to Yelp and talk about it. But what I do want to discuss right now, before I even get to Yelp, is my server Kyle. And I know we were reading in the reviews that people were getting questionable service. My main man Kyle up over there at the bar inside of Brio did his thing. Man, let me tell y'all something. Attentive from the moment I walked in the door. Showed love to everybody that was sitting in his section. Made sure the drinks were full. Made sure the people were full. Like, that's the type of attention that everybody needs. All customer service, no matter what restaurant people go to. That's the attention that you're supposed to show to people. Unless you're overly busy. Like, if you're the only waiter or waitress out there, and you have like 10, 15, 20 tables, everybody's pulling you in every different direction, I could understand people not getting the love that they're looking for when they go to a restaurant. But when there's a few staff members out there all doing their thing, and people are just showing love because it's their passion, it's their thing to do, and they understand customer service, like our main man Kyle over here at Brio, you show love. I made sure I showed love on that tip too. So Kyle, if you see this, what up? You did the damn thing, cuz. Now I'm gonna fly and take this to Yelp. All right, y'all. It's time for us to go ahead and get into this Brio Italian Grill Yelp review that I left behind. And I'm reading the final, so the edits were already made by the time you go back to Yelp. I'm really at 2.5 stars, but since Yelp does not offer half, we arrive at 3. And I will allow the customer service of my waiter Kyle to carry this rating as such, for he was amazing from the time I stepped foot in the door. Being attentive is simply the beginning of any given experience. I started with the Lobster Bisque, and I am not sure as to where the lobster meat was. Perhaps it was dipped into the creamy concoction and then removed to leave behind some lobster breath. I did catch a seafood flavoring, and perhaps they keep some seafood spices in the back, for I have no clue. But it was that, mixed with tomato soup with salt. That was the kickback that I received, but I digress. Up next would be their Spinach and Artichoke Dip. This is often accompanied by some crispy corn chips, but here we had a collaborative sauce and thin enough for it to be crispy. It came out toasted, and so I was thinking, this is about to be a flavorful, crispy little boo thing. Nope. It simply had a stale taste, as if it was sitting around having conversations with other breads that have been sitting for a while in hopes someone would come in and place an order, but the dip was still flavorful. I was better off just using a spoon to eat the dip and leave stale city bread behind. Now for our lasagna. The pasta was cooked well, for it had a nice bite, and the bolognese meat sauce was right on time with all the flavors under the sun. Cheesy goodness from the mozzarella, and thank goodness the ricotta brought it all home with good taste. I just wish they added more meat, for it was on the lean side of life, as if the lasagna was on a diet, but that's okay. I had the caramel mascarpone cheesecake, and now that was sheer bliss, rich and creamy and did not lack at all in the flavor department, and so I was a happy camper at the end, but boy oh boy did we have a rough start, Brio. So as I said before, fam, I already went in to my Yelp review. I made the edits on some of the typos that I had, but at the end of the day, Brio is decent. Nothing great when it comes to Italian food. That's just me, how I feel. Again, I would have gave it a 2.5 stars. Shout out to the waiter bartender, Kyle. Held me down. You were amazing. You did your thing. I always want to make sure that I plug the waiters and waitresses that really shine, even when the food is suspect, or if the food is bad, or if the food is amazing. These are the individuals that can set the tone for how our restaurant experience is going to go from the moment we step foot to the moment we actually leave. Are they attentive? Are they making sure that the food is good, this, that, and the third? Do they need to take something off the bill because you didn't want to touch it? Your waiters and waitresses make all the difference. So shout out to Kyle for that, no doubt. And this has been another best and worst rated, reviewed restaurants in my state. I got some things coming up for you guys. I'm almost done working on my first YouTube, and it's not through YouTube, it's just me creating my own show on YouTube. And it's going to be a little bit different than the food reviews that you see because I'm incorporating a lot more into the video. I hope you guys love it. I hope you enjoy it. And sit back, relax. That's going to be coming soon, probably within the month. I'm still editing the final episodes. We're going to have 10 episodes. And just give me your feedback when it drops, all right? You keep it crispy. I holla.
Don't